Welcome, everyone. Today we're diving into a surprising and pretty funny story about Pete Davidson and how he first landed on Saturday Night Live. Believe it or not, when he went in for his audition, he didn't even know the show was still on the air. Pete was only 20 years old at the time, still very new to the comedy world. Unlike many of his future castmates who had years of experience in improv troupes or writing rooms, Pete came in from stand-up without much background in sketch comedy. In a recent interview, he admitted he was super naive and really had no idea about the massive history behind SNL. When the big audition came, one of the producers casually asked him what his favorite sketches were. Instead of confidently rattling off a list, Pete panicked. He ran to the bathroom, pulled out his phone, and quickly searched SNL sketches. He found a random one called The Californians and came back out saying, "Oh yeah, I love The Californians," even though he barely knew what it was. That little moment shows just how unprepared, but also how genuine he really was at the time. Once he joined the cast, Pete quickly realized he was in a very different world. Most of the people around him were 10 or even 15 years older, and they had come up through legendary comedy schools like the Second City or Upright Citizens Brigade. He often felt like the odd one out, a young kid surrounded by veterans. That gap made it tough for him to find his place at first. But Pete also brought something that SNL really needed, a fresh, raw voice that spoke directly to a younger generation. His Weekend Update appearances, where he often just played himself and talked about real-life issues, connected with audiences in a way that felt new and unfiltered. Over time, he became one of the show's most recognizable faces. Looking back now, Pete says attending the SNL 50th anniversary celebration really changed his perspective. Seeing the entire history of the show laid out in front of him, he finally understood the weight of the stage he had been on. He described it as the Harvard of comedy, a place that shaped legends and gave him an opportunity he'll never forget. It's funny to think that someone who once didn't even realize the show was still on ended up becoming such a big part of its modern era. Pete Davidson's story is a reminder that sometimes being unpolished, even unprepared, can actually work in your favor, especially if you're bringing something authentic to the table. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments, and let us know which SNL sketches are your personal favorites.